is in the middle of July, right?
Good deal. You sound like Howard.
Yeah, best time to buy a lawnmower is in the middle of February. Well, people don't think of ironing in the middle of the summer. That's kind of a back to school, get ready for fall, et cetera, et cetera. Well, we had an opportunity to go directly to our #1 manufacturer of steam irons here at QVC. You know the brand name of Rowenta. This is their Everfast. It is a 1,750 watt AntiCalc steam iron. The QVC price is $94. For today and today only, we're at under 70. Now, if I'm correct, 1,800 watts is about as high as you can get.
That's it, by law.
By
US
law.
Yes.
So we're talking about a professional grade iron, the bigger sole plate. We're talking about, what, 300 holes on the sole plate?
400 on this guy.
400 on this one.
Yes.
And a price that you've just never seen before. Now, that price goes away at the end of the day or when our inventory is exhausted. And I guarantee you that you will not see this low a price on this Rowenta iron for a minimum of 6 months, because it takes us that long to get them in.
And this is a very
Welcome
special
back.
iron.
How are
yes,
you?
I'm good. Nice to be with you.
This is Diana Irvine.
Hello.
You still do ironing. It's just the fabrics are a little bit different in the summer, and sometimes
right.
they're
Sometimes
a little more
tougher.
unruly. Yeah?
Exactly. So this is linen, and what I'm showing you with the Everlast is this has what they call a clean steam system. Different than you probably ever have presented, Dan, because this is actually designed for people that have hard water. So if you don't have hard water, this iron will still be an awesome performer for you. But if you do, and you've always wondered, why do I always get those white flakes coming out of my iron? It's because of the minerals. This is an example of an iron with 6 months worth of buildup.
6 months.
6 months. So
which, by the way, is the reason why so many of you consider your steam irons to be disposable and wind up replacing them before a year is even up.
Right.
Rowenta is the steam iron people. So they built this one with the understanding that a lot of areas, not just here in America, but all over the world,
have
hard water is an issue.
Exactly. And so what's unique about this is if you've had your iron kind of die on you or not, you're not liking the performance after a short time, this is what they call an AntiCalc spoon. And so instead of having to go through it building up inside the iron like you see here, this actually collects the calcification in this spoon, which is removable on the back side of the iron.
Yep.
So you no longer have to worry about all the fancy cleaning of the iron and so on. You're just going to pull this spoon out, clean it out, put it back in, close the iron, and then your iron is good to go and brand new. It
Here's
helps
my
to really
question.
prolong the life.
How many of you have ever seen an iron that you can clean? The answer is, I hadn't.
Well, I mean, all Rowenta irons are cleanable, but it's a process that you have to go through. So there's never been one where you could open it up and clean it.
And get the calcium out,
Yeah.
sure. Yep.
And so this is an example of one that you can. Also with the 400 micro steam holes then, this allows you to have a huge burst of steam. This actually has more steam than a lot of our irons too. It has 200 grams of steam. So the burst of steam is enormous, and you can tell, look at even by the difference in the sole plate. So look at the sole plate. Notice the tip of the sole plate has that traditional precision tip, but it has a concentrated steam zone. See how there's a lot more holes at the tip?
Yes.
Here's your typical iron. So if your iron looks like this and you say, I don't like to iron, I don't get steam like that, it's because the inside of your iron, not only is it small and only hold a teaspoon of water, but then here's the inside of ours, that if it's not calcified, if it's not built up with minerals, this is the steam zone, and then you get bursts of steam like this, which is incredible, and steam is really why your wrinkles go away.
And for a lot of people, especially this time of year, if you don't want to take the time to lay it out on a board, vertical steam. And some of the fabrics like satins.
Yes, and I highly recommend.
You would rather steam anyway.
I love vertical steaming. In fact, this morning I was a little bit running behind, and even the dress I have on, which is a cotton dress, I just steamed this vertically. I didn't get out the iron because I didn't have time. So that's what I love about Rowenta. When you're buying a Rowenta, especially with 1,750 watts, you're buying a steamer and a steam iron, a board iron, which allows you then to do this instead of having to drag out the board, and maybe you don't even own a board, but you need a solution for caring for your clothes. That's what makes Rowenta superior to others, because you have the ability to actually vertically steam as well as board iron and do this with your clothes rather than leave the house wrinkly or spend a lot of money on dry cleaning.
The price is exceptionally good. We don't get discounted Rowentas very often at all. This is a German manufacturer that has specialized in creating the best steam irons in the world, and they're known for it. Now, when this comes back to QVC, and we have it at a QVC price, that's a $95 iron. We've got it on the air for one day only, at $69.96. Shipping and handling is $5. If you want, you can even take 4 months to pay for it. That calc spoon is something that's really different.
It is different, and it's neat because it will help prolong the life of your iron. This iron's so simple to use. You fill it with tap water, 30-second heat up time, a few bursts of steam, and you can have that crisp collar. You can burst the wrinkles out of your clothes vertically. You can get around the buttons, the collars, the cuffs, the waistbands with not a lot of work. You shouldn't be pushing and pulling and trying to squeeze the wrinkles out of your clothes.
It's not pressing.
It's not pressing.
Yes.
I mean, you can press, but you don't need to work that hard. The point of Rowenta is to give you a professional iron and the steam that does it. And Dan, I know you love to iron.
I actually like ironing, and this is what's crazy. Yep, get the steam on. I do all of my own iron. Now, I send shirts out to the launderer, but I don't let them iron them. I take care of it myself.
Yes.
You can get around buttons here. It's quick, it's simple, it's easy, and things look better.
Yeah, and it's easy because you don't have to figure out, there's not a lot to do. You're going to fill it with, fill it with water.
Right.
You're going to turn the dial to the type of fabric that you're ironing, and then you're just going to do a few bursts of steam over it. I mean, look at that perfect collar. Do you really pay somebody a couple bucks to do that for you? Because that takes about 3 seconds.
Stan, my boss upstairs
He's
is like,
like,
I didn't know how you. My father is the one who taught me to iron.
Yeah.
And he was in the military.
Was he military?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
And
Again, if you've got hard water, you know it. It's the first iron that I've ever presented in the 27 years that I'm here
That has the calc
this
spoon.
new calc spoon.
Yeah.
Where if you live in a hard water area of the country, in 6 months' time, you're throwing away irons and you're fed up with it. You can now remove the back end of this particular iron, dump out the calcium deposits, and it's like starting all over again, fresh and clean. It's a brilliant concept.
Isn't that neat?
And we're able to introduce it at a really good price.
Nice to
Thank
meet
you.
Something new.
That's wonderful. Coming up in 7 minutes, we have a Christmas in July gift idea. They are Bluetooth wireless speakers.